Do you know what's more stupid than leaving a treasonous dictator in power? The fact that the CEO makes $1 billion and I make 0. Oh. Please help creative artists. We're starving. Bye.
I'd rather stay away from you than go through the hard times. Feels like I'm in too deep. Show me a lifeline. I'd rather stay away from you than go through the hard times. Feels like I'm in too deep. Show me a lifeline.
So there's a big freedom convoy being planned in February. Freedom Convoy 2.0. So
The so-called Freedom Convoy are planning to return to Ottawa this winter. James Bonner, one of the protest organizers, posted a message calling for a Freedom Convoy 2.0 on social media. It's planned to take place in Ottawa from February 17th to the 21st next year. Bonner was arrested on February 20th of this year, and he's facing multiple charges. He was released under a condition not to return to downtown Ottawa. Ottawa police spokesperson says the service is aware of Bonner's post on social media. Organizers of the so-called Freedom
so you hear about
Convoy are
that.
planning to return
That is,
to Ottawa this winter.
okay, so that's going to take place. Wow. Good for them. The last time we had major protest, this was one of the biggest that we've ever had in Canada. When the Freedom Convoy came to Parliament with about 1 million or so protesters. I think many of them were taking it to social media, but many people were there in person, and many were there in spirit when they came to Parliament, and then they protested because they were struggling. There was lockdowns, people were forced out of work, they were trying to feed their families. It's like just inflation, you know, like that saying, just inflation. Inflation went up, jobs went down. People were fed up and they had enough of his policies and this stupid liberal government, which had caused so much damage. So when they came to Parliament, they demanded that they have given their freedom back. They wanted it back because, like Trudeau, he's been denying the wishes of the people. He's been completely ignoring everything that everybody in Canada has been asking him to. And being the Prime Minister, he needs to serve Canadians and not the WEF, which is where his allegiance is. And what had happened, this is the real facts. He went out the back door and started tweeting, started calling the Freedom Convoy terrorists, labeling them as such, and he started issuing an emergency act, and he started arresting people, innocent people who were nonviolent, and even frozen some bank accounts for people who wanted to donate money. I think it was via PayPal. They're frozen bank accounts for the protesters who wanted to donate, and so they froze bank accounts, arrested people, accidentally trampled upon a lady. There was Mountie police on horses, and a lady got trampled in the midst of the chaos of the protesting. And believe it or not, they even arrested a priest. Oh my god, seriously. That actually happened. If you don't believe me, I have footage backed up on my computer to prove it.
I was handcuffed like a common criminal, like a terrorist, Al-Qaeda's most wanted, taken to police, thrown into solitary confinement like a criminal. I was not allowed to see my wife, not allowed to hug my children. I wanted to break me. They want to show the whole world, you see what we do with those that dare to speak against our tyranny. If you will follow the footsteps of Pastor Artur Pawlowski, you're next.
And now, less than 3 weeks since that appearance on The Angle, Pastor Artur Pawlowski has been sanctioned by a Canadian court. Now, his sentence includes a $23,000 fine, 18 months probation, 120 hours of community service. But by the way, that's not all. The court also compelled the pastor to parrot the expert talking points on masks, vaccines, and social distancing, even in his sermons. Pastor Pavlovsky joins me now. Pastor, the court is telling you now what you can say about COVID, and this is actually legal up north. Okay, good.
I'm telling you, unbelievable, crazy stuff. Compelled speech like in China and North Korea. It feels like I'm back at home 40 years ago, growing up, as you remember, behind the Iron Curtain under the boots of the Soviets. They always had those show trials, as they called it, for the people to enjoy and, bring more fear and tyranny into their hearts. Exactly what is happening right now.
And that was a story which probably didn't get out to the mainstream, but I've seen a lot. It's just taking me some time to try to recall everything because there's so many stories. It's just... And this is a gentleman, Mike Martin. He runs his own game store. I guess he's selling board games. He's an entrepreneur. Pretty well-rounded Canadian, good guy. He was acknowledging on his YouTube channel, which he was getting censored for, hardworking Canadian. He was talking about these conspiracies have been going around. He's been acknowledging the people who have not taken the Kool-Aid, who are right now in the minority, and they're gossiping. And you got to listen to this. This is crazy.
Raises money. They're giving out incentives, gift cards, promotions, raises money. If you come up with a little idea, what's the little idea? Man, do I have a story and a half for you guys to share with you guys. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Okay, I think it's somewhere around here.
Talking about that for years here on the channel, and the mainstream media isn't keeping grips. They passed Bill C-11 in Canada.
They passed Bill C-11 in
You guys
Canada.
will see my stuff anymore wherever you are. I don't know what's going on.
That's a censorship bill
this is becoming
in Canada.
Major issue.
Right.
Now,
okay.
Let's take a look at this here real quick, okay? Biden admin floats new strategy to addresses the climate crisis. Don't leave your houses. So Biden's blueprint for transportation decarbonization.
I think it was somewhere before this. I'm not sure.
And virtual the end of the conference call, another person comes in with making noise with horns and stuff, and we got a incentive, a bonus. We got all kinds of giveaways and gift cards and even promotions from your position to a higher level.
People are
to come up ready for employees or upper management to ask their employees to come up with a crafty or clever idea how to keep people in their homes for the summer of 2023. So what is the obsession with wanting us to be kept locked down? Yes, the narrative is falling apart.
We're gonna have another.
The pendulum is swinging back.
Okay.
Yes,
I'm taking this with a grain of salt, but what he was just saying.
The mainstream media isn't keeping grips. They passed Bill C-11 in Canada.
Okay,
so
I've seen that. So they're talking about, they're brainstorming ideas to keep people indoors for the summer of 2023. Since I'm broke right now, I don't see myself doing too much in 2023, unless if I can find a good group of people and then get out of here. But we'll wait and see. I digress. In the meantime, they are talking about another pandemic on the way. I think Bill, he even acknowledged that, we'll have to prepare for the next one.
So we'll have to prepare for the next one. That, I'd say is will get attention this time.
This man is going to kill a lot of people. I know it. You should really do the research. Bill C-11 is going to censor a lot of people in Canada, or a lot of people in Canada may not get the message. And our government right now, Justin Trudeau and all these other globalists, they're pushing these agendas, and with the lockdowns, it's leading towards something. Bring up the comments. He will. He's getting the F out of Dodge, bro. Stop saying bra. Bro. It's getting really ugh. People say bra too much. Get a dictionary or something. I don't know. So I say, exactly, just get him out of there. No more talking. No excuses. Just do it. That's what I said. And talking about, remember how Italy handled Mussolini? Ooh. They're expressing their level of disgust and anger. Some of these comments are pretty angry, to say the least. I'd have to clean it up a little bit. You know what? It's just, my God. Some people even want Trudeau, like, gone, as in dead. Yeah, and I'm not joking. They really hate Justin Trudeau that much. He's probably the worst thing that's ever happened to Canada. What was the comment that said that? Notice how Pierre can just wander around and freely without security and without being heckled, whereas Trudeau's security has to clear the area ahead of him. Yeah, 286 thumbs up. Facts. What was the comment that I found that the day that Justin Trudeau gets removed will be celebrated like a national holiday? that was good. That was funny. I like that. So Pierre Trudeau also signed Canada over to Club of Rome, Agenda 21, and his son signed us over to the WEF. No difference. So some people are saying that Pierre Poilievre and Trudeau are like two sides of the same. I don't think so. I think, though, that if Pierre didn't go out of his way to talk about how he wanted to help Canadians, you see, he cares about Canadians. Trudeau doesn't. It's very clear. Trudeau doesn't care, and we got to get him out of there. I mean, we shouldn't idle. You know, if anybody in Canada has a working YouTube channel and doesn't report on this, I mean, it doesn't matter if you're not making videos now. I mean, you should use your voice. You know, because if you don't have to go to wait until the February something to go to the Freedom Convoy 2.0 and wait for them to start arresting people. Take it to social media. Do that. Use your channels, because this is why I tell people, don't leave your channels blank. Because why? Bill C-11 has censored us. That's why. Guys like me, I can't share everything. So I digress. I can't talk about all this, but this stuff is happening. Can't let him resign. He needs justice, jail time, or darkness. If he resigns, it just means he will have no more power. It isn't a get out of jail for free card. New Zealand needs to go after that. PM2. Okay. CBC News posted July 30th, 2007. Former Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau has ranked as the worst Canadian according to online poll, beating out a notorious killers Paul De Niro, Clifford Olson. Okay. Moving on, resign or will Claus boot him out? LOL. I think that's what happened to Jacinda. Oh yeah, that girl with the the horse teeth. Me and my like-minded friends are going to throw the biggest bash the day Trudeau is gone. I don't know if that. We'll have to wait and see. The WEF pulls the strings, and it looks like they cut Adrian's strings. Soon it will be Justin's turn. Yeah. I doubt it, but we can dream. He's too much of a narcissist to ever resign. Not to mention, how much is he getting paid as a prime minister? Something like $400,000 a year? How much did he spend on groceries last time we checked? Was it $1,200? No, it was $12,000. $12,000. Do you know how much money I spent on groceries? Take a guess. That came to like 51 something. And I even gave part of that to my grandmother. She didn't have a loaf of bread. So I gave some of that to her, and that's all I got for the week, and that's why I got a budget on.
We will not be ignored. We will not be swept under the carpet. How can you say our views are unacceptable when you will not even acknowledge them?